Should I wear my bucket hat?
No, you're inside.
Okay, fine. I won't wear it. Get a bucket hat, it rocks. That's the way.
That's the way.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I have a special guest today. His name is Andrew. He's my husband. Today we're gonna do a Q&A and my Clover is pushing into my back with her little feet. We're gonna answer some questions that you guys submitted on the gram and I haven't looked at them yet, so this will be fun. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit subscribe. I just saw a glimpse of one and I'm like, we're not answering that. This is a wholesome video. Well, let's just start out because a few of you asked, how did we meet?
I was new out of public school and I went to a football game like you do when you're in high school, and one of my only friends that was at the school introduced me into Julia, and it was just a really nice treat. And it was a really nice treat. Yeah, it was great. She was a snack, still is a snack.
I remember meeting on a hill specifically because I would sit on the hill and actually not really watch the game, but I was there to look at cute boys. That's why we went to the football games, just so you know. My friend Melody introduced us and then we started chatting on AIM. My screen name was LoveDogs91 and your screen name was?
Son of Robins.
I was super shy, couldn't talk to any boys that I liked, so it's pretty much where it ended.
In hallway, it was more like pass by and like wave.
Yeah,
or like mix CD, sending it, you know,
oh yeah,
passing it.
we burnt each other a mix CD. But like when I say we would pass each other in the hallways, it would literally just be like, and I would just run away. Basically that's where it ended, and he switched schools and we didn't talk for 7 years. Oh, well, I was coming home from college and my mom saw you when we were driving on the highway.
Yeah, right next to each other.
And she's like, Jules, isn't that Andrew Acree?
And I'm waving.
And I think that I was picking my nose or something because
Jules is hiding in her.
My mom sped up on the highway to roll down the window and wave.
Yeah, your mom's great.
And that was it. So then years passed. But then we started dating because I asked him to design my blog, Oh Man the City.
Version 1.
We've been together ever since. And then we got married in February of this year, right before everything shut down. Do you and Andrew fight?
Yeah.
Of course. Every couple fights. We fight healthy, I feel like.
I feel like we're always willing to talk it out, or sometimes we even know when one of us is being absurd. You know, sometimes it escalates.
You are being absurd.
And then it just kind of gets to a point where you kind of laugh because you're like, this is just blown up a little bit.
Do you remember tell him about the time where I was like, you're making me feel dumb as rocks?
Yeah, we were driving. She was driving and she was asking about navigation. She's like, where do I go? And I'm like, we follow the directions. It's talking to you, like the next exit, and just something happened. And she's like, you just make me feel dumb as rocks.
Okay, but like for real, like a real fight. That was like a stupid fight. I get really bothered and hurt. This isn't funny, this is serious. I get really hurt when you tell me I'm gonna be leaving in 10 minutes. And you leave 2 hours later.
Oh, like when I'm at a place, like a work party.
It was at a work party, this is before the pandemic.
Yeah.
But even at home, like if you're like, I'm gonna come up to bed in 30 minutes and then you play video games for like 2 more hours, then I get mad because you come in at 2 in the morning and you wake me up and then I'm like, I can't go back to sleep.
Well, you get mad because I wake you up.
And because you didn't come to bed when you said you would. Because I want you in my bed. That's a good thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't be mad about that. We did see a couple therapists before getting married. You don't have to be at each other's necks about to break up to want to go to therapy. You can go to therapy as part of your just mental health check-ins, as part of just talking about your feelings and...
It's like relationship flossing.
Relationship flossing. I'll link the blog post where I recapped some of the things I've learned from couples therapy in the description below, so you can dive into that. All right, next question. Has your partner always lived low waste / sustainable, or did you have to work on compromise? Neither of us were always low waste or sustainable. It's something that we've had to like learn and change our habits and actively put effort in every single day to reevaluate the choices that we make on autopilot.
I think we've both been on the minimal side, as in just owning less and just trying to get rid of things that you don't use all the time.
We obviously, because we live together, the choices that I make are choices that Andrew ends up making, but it's not me driving it. Like you you make the effort to not waste. And so I think that's really great. We're on the same page about that. Oh, I thought she was ruining the
She
blanket.
got my sock.
That's nothing new. Yeah, another question was, does your husband support all of your eco choices, or does he think you're crazy? Do you think I'm crazy?
I don't think you're crazy. I think you make a lot of good decisions. The only thing that you do, and this is kind of a tangent, but it's like we're at the grocery store and you're in an aisle and you're like reading the back of labels, and that's good, but like you'll be in an aisle for like 15 minutes while I go around the rest of the store finishing shopping, and I come back and you're like one box over, still reading, and I'm like, oh my God.
And that's not even like a sustainability perspective. It's like, I want to know what ingredients are in this food that I'm eating, and then I get paralyzed by all the choices.
It's just, yeah.
I'm a Libra, and it's not easy for me to make decisions on the mundane things. What is Andrew's job? You want to talk about that?
You talk about it.
Okay, so people are like, oh, do you guys work together full time? No, because Andrew is a very talented designer. He designs apps, he can design websites, and that is his passion in life. He's so fast, he's so creative, you're really good at what you do. We both work so our dogs can live a better life. Are you facing any struggles or learnings as a couple during COVID/quarantine? I think we're used to being together a lot.
Yeah. In the thick of it, when it was like bunker down, stay at home, like 24/7, what kind of saved us is being able to just be outside, because we finished our patio.
I thought you were gonna say TikTok.
That's kind of funny. But Jules worked a lot outside and I worked inside, so there's still some kind of separation, and it was just nice to get fresh air outside. And then her joke about TikTok is she started doing like TikTok dances and just like digesting
silly
content
videos
on there and just having a lot more fun with the content she was making. So I think that kind of just helped us like laugh at each other a little bit more. So
it added a playfulness to a very serious, devastating time happening. And TikTok is such a great way to just like embrace your inner child, get creative, get your goofs on. And yeah, it actually, TikTok reignited my passion for creating videos. And that's why we're making this YouTube video today, because I finally stopped overthinking everything and just did the damn thing.
Was that a bachelor line? Just do the damn thing.
Actually, no, I was saying that before that, and then I felt like I couldn't say that anymore because of The Bachelor. I love that you know that.
I hate that I know that.
Have you visited South Korea together as a couple? No. I have visited South Korea as a kid. It was such a great time, but I was young, so I think I would have a much better appreciation for it now as an adult, and I would love if
Yeah, we want to go. We've been watching some Korean dramas. Korean movies are really good too, and that's kind of also ignited us to start saving for an eventual vacation there.
Yeah, when there's not a pandemic. And by the way, Andrew has been into Korean films before dating me.
Korean thrillers are so good. You never know what's going to happen.
Like, they could die at the end, and it's just like, there's no happy ending.
That's how it goes.
And that's just how it is. How do you split household chores as a couple? The general rule of thumb is that Andrew takes care of most of the outside stuff and I take care of most of the inside stuff. I don't know if that's completely equal. That's just what works for now.
Another rule is whoever cooks, the other person usually cleans up.
I learned that he enjoys emptying the dishwasher and I hate it.
Because it's clean. Great.
And I would much rather wash dishes and load the dishwasher, so now his job is to unload it, which is great. We both decided, because our neighbor suggested this to us, that we should just do our own laundry. Yeah. We have our own closets, our own laundry bags, and then when it's time for me to do laundry, I do my own and I put it away, and I don't have to worry about his stuff and he doesn't worry about my stuff. And I think it's great. I think it's just a conversation you need to have. It's one of those things that's a pain point for most households. Like, there's definitely times where I'm like, holy cow, why did you put this empty bag of chips back in the pantry? I don't understand it. To some degree, it's kind of funny. I'm just like, what the hell? Favorite deodorant? My favorite deodorant is Native. It's the most consistent deodorant. It's affordable. I can get it at Target. They also have a version that is zero waste, comes in like a carton instead of plastic. And then I also really like No Tox Life's deodorant. Yeah, this is my deodorant from No Tox Life.
Just rub it on your armpit.
And you just go like, and then, well, you can like rub your fingers on it and just...
I wanted to smell it, but it was
You
just
don't like the
not
smell.
good.
I like the smell.
Oh, that one? Yeah. I don't... Yeah, it just
How do you not like that
bad.
smell? What?
It's not even like odorless or it doesn't smell good. Like it smells bad.
I don't know what it's made. I think there's like eucalyptus in it.
Yeah.
How do you not like eucalyptus? What is wrong with you?
It doesn't smell good.
Is there anywhere else that you'd want to live in the future other than Austin?
I don't think that far ahead. I'm happy. I'm very happy in Austin, and at least in my field, things are moving remote, and I'm really happy here. And there's still so much to do.
There's been plenty of times this year where I'm like, damn, maybe America isn't the country I want to live in. And I've thought about, what other countries are out there. There's Canada. I hear so many great things about Canada.
But it's cold.
But it's too cold. Germany, I hear a lot of great things about Germany. Denmark. Literally every place that I have heard great things about, I just couldn't handle the weather. And I get seasonal depression. And so I'm very, very affected by the weather and I need sunshine.
You're solar powered? Is that the joke?
Oh yeah, somebody said that they are solar powered, and that's a great analogy for this. I am energized by the sun and I thrive in Texas weather. I really do. Austin really is best of both worlds for us. If I were to live in another country, Bali or Australia. Yeah. Ooh.
What?
At what point in the season do you switch from bare feet to socks? This is
season?
This is one of those feet fetish people. Oh my god, no.
That's funny. I mean, in Texas, it's like...
No, don't answer the question.
Don't
Don't give him the satisfaction. So how did you persuade Andrew to adopt Clover?
Ooh.
I love how they assumed that I had to persuade
Yeah,
you.
she did. So I love dogs. I'm the kind of person that if I'm on the street and there's a dog and a person walking by, I talk to the dog before
He'll
I talk
acknowledge
to the
the
person.
dog first.
Yeah, so I'm all about dogs. But Jules, for maybe like 6 months, has been talking about, oh, we should get another dog.
Not even 6 months. Even when we lived in New York, I said I envision having 2 dogs.
She's still going after socks. She's going
Clover, no.
So that even proves it. Years of wearing me down in order for me to finally say, okay, we'll look at another dog.
Is there anything you miss about living in New York City? You can answer this one first.
All the food options.
Really?
Yeah,
The food's better here.
In New York, you could get fast casual anything in the world, and if I wanted a burrito, I could go to like 8 different places. We have good burritos here in Austin too, obviously. There's just so many things that I would just love to have for lunch.
In terms of like what do I miss about New York, it's more the people. Like I miss some of my friends in New York, and maybe some of them are gonna move to Austin. If you're watching this, you know who you are. I love New York and I love Brooklyn, and anytime I have a chance to visit, I'm really excited about it. But I definitely love living in Austin, love having a house, love having 2 dogs.
I want to move back, but I miss the food.
Yeah, food. I don't miss the food, but... How do you stay sane while working from home with each other, asking for a friend, sweaty smiley face?
We both have individual things that we do. Or every other week I go on a bike ride with some coworkers and we like bike around for like an hour or 2. I'll go on individual runs. I do a lot of, I guess, like fitness out of the house. A night or 2 a week I'm online talking to some of my old friends back in Cincinnati or others, like playing video games and getting that social time.
The way you stay sane is to keep doing things that you like on your own without each other. Like if I like to go downtown to work out, but I can't do that anymore, then I'm gonna call up a girlfriend and we're gonna go for an 8 a.m. walk around the lake. And we like to do those things. I feel like an old lady where I'm like, do you wanna meet me at 7:30 a.m. to take a little walk around the lake? But it brings me so much joy. And I love friends that also love the morning time. How do you find a work-life balance with you both working from home? So this is something that I talk a lot about, but I'm really passionate about helping other people find a more, I don't even think balance is the right word, because to me, balance is kind of an unattainable goal, because that means that nothing's moving. There's always gonna be times in our lives where you're, tipping one way or the other, and it's not always gonna be perfectly balanced. I really enjoy playing around with different apps and tools and productivity techniques, just experimenting and figuring out what sticks. I've accepted that sometimes I'm gonna work on a Sunday. Sometimes I'm gonna take a Monday off. Sometimes I'm gonna work till 11 p.m. at night. Sometimes I'm done at 4. You know, it kind of just depends on what's going on. When you're running your own business, there's just gonna be a different give or take. And there's gonna be moments of sprint and there's gonna be moments of rest.
I have a 10 to 6 job, which is very easy to be on and be off. Jules has a job that is not 10 to 6 and can kind of, anything can happen at any moment.
It's a very complicated question that deserves a whole other video. Why is Andrew so cute? From Jen. Hey Jen!
Hey Jen!
How did you know you wanted to marry your husband? Well, I don't think there was like this one instance. We just work together. We just work together. I feel at home with you. You're my best friend. I can be goofy with you, but you're also like my lover.
We're just good. And anytime there's been an issue in the past, it's just how we both work through it, I think is another thing.
I think that's one of the most standout things about our relationship that I've noticed amongst other relationships I've seen. You are always willing to hear me out and like chat through something if I have a problem with something. You're always willing to be like, okay, you have a problem, let's talk about it. And same for me, like I don't play games. I don't hint at things. Like if something's bothering me, I will tell you exactly the moment it bothered me. Yeah. I'm not passive aggressive, I'm just very direct. I nip it in the bud. I don't let that shit build up. I'm miserable at my job, but don't know what to do that will make me happy. Any advice? I can answer this one.
Yeah, you've been in that.
Lady to lady, girl to girl, woman to woman. I personally think that journaling is one of the most clarifying things you can do. And I have a blog post all about this on journal prompts to help you find clarity when you're feeling stuck. I think a lot of times we know exactly what it is, we just aren't asking ourselves the right questions. Going through some journal prompts and getting yourself to answer tough questions that you maybe wouldn't have thought to ask yourself in the first place, that might help give you some inspiration and think about what are my interests, what really gets me excited, what gets me up in the morning, what am I really good at, what do people come to me for, what am I known for, things like that. I will also link that blog post down below. I love talking about those things. Do you follow a diet or simply try to always eat healthy, sleep enough, and move daily? I do not label my way of eating. I am allergic to quite a few things, and so that does guide the choices that I make. I really try to eat intuitively, and I try to load my plate up with lots of vegetables, lots of colors. I can't label myself as a specific type of eater. I have a history with the eating disorder, and I know that that restrictive language is not something that serves me. So I don't really talk a lot about the meals I'm eating on social media because I don't want to have this weird, I don't know, I'm just really sensitive about it, and I don't want to share something and then feel like I'm being judged for what I'm eating. I eat intuitively, and I try to eat the rainbow. How did you save to buy your house? Did you pay off other debts first, like school? We were done with our school loans. All that has been long gone.
Depending on what college you go to, student loan amount is very different. At least where I went, I only had around like $15,000, and it didn't take too long for me to pay that off. A couple years, but it was really nice once it was gone. And
we didn't go to like fancy, expensive colleges, and yeah. I think that definitely, looking back, I'm really glad because I'm not even doing anything in the thing that I majored in. You are,
yeah,
for sure. But for me, I almost switched majors and wanted to go to this performing arts college that I got into, and it was going to be $40,000 a year. Can you imagine?
We would still be paying that all of it. So yeah, we were lucky enough not to have student loans or other like credit card debt.
Just our car payment. We kind of went through stages of like starting to look and talking to our realtor and just learning about the process. And then, with like a lot of things in my life, when I really want to do something, I'm like, let's do it. Let's do it right now. So things escalated really quickly. Yeah, we just kept saving, kept looking at houses, and we started being okay with the fact that we might only be able to put down 10%. But then January 1st, 2019 hit, and I got paid for a lot of projects that I did the year prior that were just late payments, because I get paid usually like 60 to 90 days after the job. All this money that I had done from projects in 2018 came all in January, and I was like, well, shoot, I think we can afford to put 20% down on a house. Timing was on our side. Oh, and then our house, we also went for a house that was being newly built. We didn't have to actually pay for the down payment until May. So we put the offer down in January and we didn't close until May.
Yeah,
which
so
was
we
great.
saved up even more.
So we got to save up, yeah. But I have a whole video talking about Q&As of buying a house for the first time, so I will also link that down below.
You do?
Yep, we did. That was the last time we did a Q&A video.
Wow, didn't even realize.
I know. Biggest difference you love about each other? Oh, that's a good question. Biggest difference you love about each other?
Was it like initial love, or did I learn to love it? Jules is very mindful and introspective, and a lot of times I'm just glancing over and sometimes fall into a rut and just kind of, flowing through life, but don't give myself enough time to really think critically about
like slow down.
Yeah, like where I'm at, what I'm doing, what's the true priority. And I think, spending so much time with you has helped me understand that, but I still am not good enough to know when I need to do it. And I think you can help pull me into that.
Yeah, I think I try to ask you questions to get you to reflect on certain things that you maybe wouldn't have recognized because you're just so focused on like doing what you need to do. But a lot of times I like to dissect things and figure out it's all about like living intentionally, living on purpose versus just like going through life as
the default.
Yeah, as the default. I'd say like we balance each other out because as much as I like to know what's happening and I like to have a plan and I like to take action on something really quickly, I also think that you teach me a lot about patience and about just going with the flow, and sometimes having no plan is the best plan. And I love the weekends we have together when we're just riding our bikes around town, eating ice cream. We don't really have anywhere we need to be.
Yeah.
I just love those days. So I think it's a good balance to have both for both of us, because I think it's a good dynamic.
That's a good one.
Okay. What is your favorite place / favorite restaurant in Austin? Okay, so there's a lot of restaurants that I love in Austin. My favorite fancy restaurant, farm to table, is Emmer and Rye because it's just incredible. Like there are so many flavors and combinations of flavors that I never would have thought would go together, and they just go together.
Yeah. When you go there, take risks.
Is that your favorite too?
Yeah, it's my favorite. So it's not like they have a huge menu, but if I even read something and I'm like, what? That doesn't like cantaloupe and grilled, and I get it because it's gonna knock your socks off.
Like black garlic ice cream. It was good. And then I don't normally like melons, but I got this melon dish and it was
grilled cantaloupe,
out of this world. And then we decided, let's buy a melon and try to recreate it.
It was a disaster.
It was so gross. We ruined it. Now, what are we doing for dinner? I'm hungry.
I'm hungry too.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for listening to our Q&A. I hope that you found it interesting. We had fun answering the questions.
Also, put more questions in the comments, and if we do another video, maybe this will be in it,
Look at you being a YouTuber.
I watch more YouTube than you, all right?
I don't think that's true. I think I watch
You booming TikToker.
Bye, guys. See you in the next video.